given the fact that the market is at all-time high level, what is the next best strategy to take? Are there still stocks which are sitting at deep value and which could be the next multi-bagger ideas? We discuss all of that with Mr. Sanjiv Bhasin, the director from IIFL Securities, joining us. Mr. Bhasin, hi, good afternoon. Thank you so much for making time and speaking with us. Well, you said we'll make new highs in June. It happened just at the end of June, but nonetheless, we are there. Where do we go from here on? Are you getting a bit of over-enthusiasm and toppish kind of feeling for the market, or see higher levels?
Yeah, good afternoon, Anisha. So you remember it was closer to 17,200 and I told you we will hit new highs. I was expecting that by end of June we hit new highs and see a correction, but this market seems unstoppable. There are two main reasons. One, FI is underweight and now turning bullish, and believe it or not, mutual fund sitting on 6-7% cash. That is why the relative performance of NAVs has been extremely poor, and now there's a catch-up trade. But on all this humdrum, I think the markets are now showing a lot of overdone reading. So not bad to book some profit and sit on the sideline. But like I said, timing a new bull market is very difficult. We were overly pessimistic at 16,800. 18,500 is the new equilibrium, and this is the new bull market. So now, Anisha, it is going to be more stock specific. I still think there are some of mid-cap stocks which can give you a huge delta, and maybe large caps are close to a top. So maybe 100 points more from here. But here, I would say there would be some sort of consolidation, because if we keep going up parabolically, then the downside will also be sharp, fairly sharp when we see the correction.
Sanjeev, clearly, if our viewers on ET Now and Swadesh both have always benefited from your calls pretty early when they are changing, and in the pangs of pessimism, you did recommend buying. So if they are sitting on hefty profits, is it a good idea to book 25-30% profits in profitable positions and come to areas which haven't moved?
Yeah, good afternoon, Ajay. So you remember, at least in your Hindi channel, every day when the gloom and doom is there you have to put your neck out. So I lose a lot of hair, and now it's definitely right. I have grown back a lot of the hair after we hit new highs, but it's not a bad time to take home profit. Remember, profit वही है जो घर आता है. So, if you are prudent and you have been in the stocks which we've been paying, this is a very good time to book some profit, but get into more mid caps because the color is changing. I think the market the breadth is broadening, and who knows, these mid caps again can be a lot of value plays. So like I said, being invested is the only mantra in India, and trying to time the market is foolish, because this is a bull market, and now globally you're seeing weakness in the dollar, bond yields topping out, and Indian demographics playing out perfectly. So right. I would be stock specific and book profit on some of the positions which we have been recommending over a period of time.
Great. So let's talk about some of those specific stock ideas. One of them which catches my attention out of the list you shared is Voltas. Talk of higher competition, this, that, the stock has actually lost some ground as well, but you're going bullish on it. What's your rationale?
So simple, Ajay. One, we know that there has been a prolonged phase of, the monsoon came in time and the heat wave was not as severe. But let me tell you, maximum usage comes when the humidity comes, which comes mainly after the first showers. In Delhi, it's become very humid. And Voltas is not just a room air conditioner play. You look at the other instances. Plus, Ajay, I'll give you some know-how. In the Middle East, in the cooling tower and engineering business, top is L&T, second is Thermax. Voltas has a very, very big, large share over there. Anything to do with setting up cooling towers and affiliates, Voltas is one of the star players in the Middle East. And the recent interaction which we had, the management is of the view that firstly, lower copper and lead prices will help their input margins. They have not increased prices, but they are saying that the second half, that is June onwards, July middle, they will start to raise prices as the humidity again comes back. Voltas is not just an electrical appliances play, it is also a cooling tower play which contributes handsomely to the business. You are getting it at a 1-year low, and I think that at this price, a Tata Group share at 750, 760 is a must buy in your portfolio.
Okay, so quite bullish when it comes to Voltas, but I see some other beaten down names as well, or the names that usually investors don't want to bet. IEX, which is going through a lot of regulatory headwinds, and then you also have GMR Infrastructure in your recommended list. Why is that?
So Anisha, look, IEX is a no-brainer at this price. We've all gone through what the coupling, deep coupling will be. See, their day-ahead market has 85% market share, and I tell you, they are now back on margin front. 85% EBITDA in a company which has got the maximum market share on an exchange, and I think that all competition, everything is all being priced in. You cannot get it at this price at a multiple where the earnings will be very, very sweet coming the next few quarters. The headwind and the global uneasy, the recent uneasiness is more to do because this is an FI owned stock. They owned it at 300 and at 125 they are getting the jitters. So I think for the investor, he will make 50% return in IEX from here. A 180 is coming, and coupling or decoupling, their business model is so strong. Once you're through with June, power rates, and we've had no power cuts. I think repricing will come in, volumes will grow, and margins will be just fine from here. So IEX is a dark find. Coming to GMR, on 13, the fourth airstrip will come, which is the third country to have 4 strips. Secondly, the traffic in Delhi itself will be from 70 million a year to 105 by the end of the year. You can imagine what the potential of growth is. Fourthly, their Hyderabad and Goa airports, if you've been there, you've seen a sea of change. They're going to monetize the land banks there. In Delhi already, AeroCity is seeing record input rates as far as travel and tourism goes. If you are re-rating Indian hotels, then maximum hotels come in the kitty of AeroCity as far as Delhi goes. I think GMR is a no-brainer. 60 rupees is coming. That 1 quarter whitewash was all about reducing their corporate debt, and now they have nil corporate debt. So I think on a value play, given the demographics of India, GMR can be a huge performer. As a disclosure, these 2 stocks are in my pick, in my portfolio for my clients, which I'm handling: Voltas, GMR, and IEX. Please take that as a disclosure.
At a time when most of the people, we speak to in general are skeptical on global type of stocks, you are actually bullish on Hindalco. What's the case of investment there, Sanjiv?
So Ajay, look, Hindalco is not only a play on the local TCRC margin. The Novelis pick has done exceedingly well. And if you're talking of Coke cans and the FMCG market expanding, then I think Novelis will be an outperformer. On the other hand, locally businesses are doing robust. Hindalco was set up in 1963 by G.D. Birla when he kept a captive power plant for aluminium, and nobody had the vision that time. Hindalco is a money spinner, and if you're playing the Mercy, firstly, Ajay, I am looking at the dollar coming to 2 digits, and I think commodities will do extremely well there. You've seen the recent run-up in steel stocks. I think it's a matter of time both ferrous, non-ferrous join in. On a valuation basis, I would put some more extra weight on Hindalco. I think it has a very good risk reward at this price. We could look at 475 coming in the next maybe 1.5 months.
Okay, risk reward quite favorable for Hindalco, looking at levels of around 475. But I'm intrigued to hear your views, Sanjiv, when it comes to the entire IT sector, especially the mid-cap versus large-cap conundrum that we are facing. What's your view of how to play IT?
So Anisha, if you recall, and Ajay recalls, I've been bullish on from Persistent and Coforge at almost 3,500 was Persistent and 3,200 was Coforge. They have stellarly outperformed. Mid-cap IT is here to stay. And all the conundrum of the Infosys and the worlds, all that bottomed out when JP Morgan came out with a downgrade. I think that was the bottom. They came out with upgrades in January 22, and they came out with downgrades closer to, I think, 3 months back. Since then, IT and NASDAQ has been the outperformer. How can you neglect Apple hitting $3 trillion? And I think that the NASDAQ market is going to go back to its old highs. In the mid-cap space, both Coforge and Persistent are going to be outperformers. I will bet more on Coforge now, given the pedigree of the management, given the stake which they are raising, and given the space in BFSI where they are seeing extremely good traction on the order flow. Plus, in all this conundrum, the rupee has been more or less, where it is. It's been very range-bound. So that will act as a tailwind. And I think Coforge is definitely headed to 52 to 5,300.
Okay, Sanjiv, on that note, we let you go. Thank you so much for joining us today and giving us a whole host of ideas, right from GMR Infrastructure, IEX, to the likes of Hindalco and Coforge that you're betting big on. We let you go on that note, Sanjiv.